That was Vanessa Brown, who played Anna as a grown woman in this movie. She was a fascinating person. She appeared on Broadway when she was 13 years old. It was Watch on the Rhine. But above all of that, I mean, there are a lot of 13-year-olds that appear on Broadway. This was a very intelligent girl. She was one of radio's quiz kids. Do you remember them? In the old days, Joel Kupperman was one of the big ones. He could mathematically calculate all kinds of things, and she was one of them. And later on, she goes to UCLA. And as a young adult, she was featured in Mother Wore Tights and The Late George Apley. She also played Jane, opposite Lex Barker in Tarzan and the Slave Girl. She, from the quiz kids to that. She eventually retired from acting to marry film and television director Mark Sadris Jr., but she didn't stay idle for too long. While rearing a family, she also managed to write a number of magazine articles, a novel, a non-fiction book, and she did a number of on-air interviews for the Voice of America. So she was a very, very talented lady. Now this.
Tonight on AMC, keep watching as our festival of creepy classics continues with Hush Hush, Sweet Charlotte, starring Bette Davis and Olivia de Havilland. And a lonely widow is haunted by the spirit of a sea captain in The Ghost and Mrs. Muir with Rex Harrison and Gene Tierney. They're coming up tonight, only on AMC.
Dr. Love, you're on the air.
Hi, it's Sarah. I called last week.
Ah, still looking for love.
I found it. All the romance I ever dreamed of.
Sarah, that only happens on TV.
I know, so I got Romance Classics, the new cable network with all my favorite stars and stories. And I've learned something, Doctor.
Yes?
You don't need a radio to find love. Just call your cable company and ask for Romance Classics.
Romance Classics, the first channel to put romance on the air 24 hours a day.
If this gets out, I'm back on traffic reports.
This week on Remember When, there's a new employee at the radio station.
I'm Betty Roberts. I'm the new intern.
Well, you'll need an intern by the end of the week if you'll last that long.
And all she's getting is static.
Where is my script? Mr. Gianetti's running a little late.
Mr. Gianetti's running a little distillery.
AMC's original series, Remember When. It's the best radio you'll see on TV.
Saturday on AMC. 5 inspiring stories.
I cut it off and sold it because I couldn't have lived through Christmas without giving you a present.
You cut off your hair.
One remarkable author.
Good afternoon, my dear. Aren't you a little lonely, window shopping all by yourself?
Marilyn Monroe. Charles Lawton. Gene Crane. O. Henry's Full House. Saturday, October 5th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, only on AMC.
Celebrate an American tradition with American movie classics. The 70th annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. AMC and Family Circle want you to experience the parade up close and in person. Enter the AMC Thanksgiving Day Sweepstakes. One family of 6 will win a trip to New York City, including 4 nights at the Plaza Hotel, special viewing seats to the parade, a $500 Macy's gift certificate, tickets to a Broadway show, and a traditional Thanksgiving Day feast. Send a postcard with your name, age, address, and phone number to AMC Thanksgiving Day Sweepstakes, P.O. Box 803-377, Dallas, Texas 75380, or enter on the AMC website. Pick up a copy of the October 8th issue of Family Circle magazine for details. Family Circle is the family's best friend. This year, American Movie Classics invites you to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Well, look who's home. Carmen Jones.
American Movie Classics proudly presents Oscar Hammerstein's version of Bizet's opera Carmen, directed by Otto Preminger.
If I chase you, then you'll get caught. And once I got you, I go my way.
Dorothy Dandridge and Harry Belafonte star in this classic tale of a love turned cold, Carmen Jones. Saturday on AMC.
All he wanted was to play.
This is Kelly, everybody. He's a musician.
But his life has hit a sour note.
You're scared, Kelly. I don't think you know it, but you are.
Jack Webb, Janet Leigh, Peggy Lee, and Ella Fitzgerald.
They call Pete Kelly's Blues.
Pete Kelly's Blues, premiering Sunday, October 6th at 2:15 p.m. Eastern. only on AMC. Science can thrill you to death. Vincent Price, The Fly, on AMC's Chiller Classics, Monday, October 7th, 10 p.m. Eastern, only on AMC.
Davis, ever since I've been on this set, I've heard nothing but discussion of Eve. May I have your opinion of her?
The golden girl, the cover girl, the girl next door, the girl on the moon. Time's been very good to Eve. Life goes where she goes. She's been profiled, covered, revealed, reported, what she wears and where and when, whom she knows and where she was and when and where she's going. Eve has insatiable ambition and talent. An improbable person with a contempt for humanity, an inability to love or be loved.
But how can such a woman fool so many?
How does any Eve do it? She's a girl of so many interests.
Pretty rare quality these days.
A girl of so many rare qualities.
So she seems.
So you've pointed out so often. So many qualities so often. Her loyalty, efficiency, devotion, warmth, and affection, and so young. So young and so fair. Eve, my understudy.
Didn't you know?
Of course I knew.
Just slipped your mind.
Find out.
Only thing. What I go after, I want to go after. I don't want it to come after me.
Don't get up. And please stop acting as if I were the Queen Mother. Sorry, I didn't
Outside of a beehive, Margot, your behavior would hardly be considered either queenly or motherly.
You're in a beehive, pal, didn't you know? We're all busy little bees, full of stings, making honey day and night. Aren't we, honey? Very touching, very Academy of Dramatic Arts.
That bitter cynicism of yours is something you've acquired since you left Radcliffe.
That cynicism you refer to, I acquired the day I discovered I was different from little boys.
Come on, get up. I'll buy you a drink.
I'll admit I may have seen better days, but I'm still not to be had for the price of a cocktail. Like a salted peanut.
What's so funny?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Everything. Everything's so funny.
A home she won't leave is a prison she can't escape. Betty Davis, Hush Hush, Sweet Charlotte, AMC's Chiller Classics, next, only on AMC. An AMC original production. In-depth, insightful, intriguing. On the next AMC's Hollywood Report.
On next week's edition of AMC's Hollywood Report, we'll interview Academy Award winner Eva Marie Saint, who co-starred with Marlon Brando in On the Waterfront.
And we'll talk with costume designer Albert Wolski about dressing Warren Beatty as Bugsy and Roy Scheider and all that jazz.
Also, actress Susan Strasberg reminisces about learning the method at this actor's studio.
Join us here on next week's edition of AMC's Hollywood Report.
For the inside story of the way it was and the way it is. Join Wayne Rogers and Sandy Newton for the next AMC's Hollywood Report. An all-new edition, Saturday, October 5th at 4:30 p.m. Eastern, only on AMC. Science can thrill you to death. Vincent Price, The Fly, on AMC's Chiller Classics, Monday, October 7th, 10 p.m. Eastern, only on AMC.
A plane crash into a forgotten land, 100 miles off course. 8 men will do anything to survive.
You're wasting your time. They didn't say it.
They'll even trust a man they despise.
He isn't even concerned about getting out of here. All he wants to do is see that thing fly.
We can die here, or we can die in that thing.
Jimmy Stewart, Richard Attenborough, The Flight of the Phoenix. Sunday on AMC.
You want to hear a disturbing fact? Over half the movies made before 1950 no longer exist. And most of the color films made between 1950 and 1975 have already faded. Now, I believe these movies mean so much to all of us, which is why AMC's film preservation campaign is so important. And that's why Universal Studios, along with the generous support of American Movie Classics and Chivas Regal, has restored Alfred Hitchcock's masterpiece, Vertigo, for a whole new generation of movie lovers to discover. So please join me in supporting film preservation. It's hard to imagine no longer being able to see your favorite films ever again.